Mm, Good evening or good morning, wherever you may be. Welcome to the Bubba.
And the Filipinas show.
Thank you. I trust everybody had a Merry Christmas, of course, and a Happy New Year. How about you, ladies? Did you have a Happy New Year?
Oh, yes, I did. We had a really wild and nice street live band party, and a couple of my friends down the road are set up their live bands and they sung favorite our current favorite songs, and we spent our new year with our families. I
But
think that's the most important thing.
that is really great.
Yep. How about you, Baba? How did you spend your new year?
New Year's Eve, we just stayed home. We had
What did you eat?
I had corned beef imported from
Uh-huh.
the U.S. with cabbage and potatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And then, of
Are
course, a
you the
bunch of
one who cooked it?
Filipino food. Yeah, I
Yep.
corned beef and cabbage. Yes, I did.
Wow.
So it was very tasty. And let's see what else. Well, I drank 3 beers. I
Yeah.
had, I had,
Oh,
I had
what
three.
kind of beer did you drink?
I drank queer beer. I had
Mm.
a San Mig apple.
Mm. I I drank three beers, two San Mig apple, and one bottle of soju.
Now, what is
And then
soju?
that's rice wine from Korea.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to decrease my consumption of alcohol.
Really?
And I'm successful, but except for these kinds of occasions where I only get to meet my neighbors, my childhood friends, occasionally. So it's a day of celebrating with
Okay.
a lot of
Well,
people.
good.
So, and then what else did you drink?
That was it. Just three
Oh,
San Mig apples. Actually, not even three. I drank about 2 3/4,
oh, all
and
right.
I stayed up till just after midnight, and then I went to bed.
Oh, okay.
So,
I went to bed after I saw all the fireworks.
really, you had fireworks up there?
Yeah, of course. Well, I went to the you don't have fireworks? Oh, in Davao?
No.
We were it's not that strict. They didn't put what do you call this? A ban for fireworks, but uh, there is a significant decrease in the number of fireworks that my neighbors lit up. I wasn't able to go to other places, so yeah.
Okay.
But I went up the rooftop and I was able to see the 360-degree view of the new year here in the Philippines. And there are fireworks everywhere. But I think people are more careful now.
Okay. Yeah, well, they can be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is.
So, that's not very good. To
Yeah,
play
especially
with
if
stuff.
they don't know how to handle fireworks.
Yes. Unfortunately, well, a lot of times, if you're doing something that's generally safe if you take certain precautions, but you
Mm-hmm.
throw in alcohol in the mix and it just goes out the window. So,
All right.
okay. So now let's move on.
Okay.
Did you make a New Year's resolution?
Actually, I used to have a lot of I used to do New Year's resolution every year. But this year, it's not like a typical New Year's resolution because uh I do try to improve every day. There are just like 10 things I want to happen this year. I didn't make a strict resolution, but every day I try to lessen my uh, manana habit in the Philippines. It's called manana habit. Here, sorry, in English, it is when you postpone postpone important
Hello.
things.
Hello,
Am I
Ah,
back?
there she is.
Hello. I missed
that is
the
Lou.
first part. Yeah, I'm
We hear
here.
you.
Hey, that's good. So what are we talking about now?
We're
New
talking
Year's
about
res-
New Year's
New Year's
resolution.
resolution.
So
Ah,
I was telling Baba mine.
yeah.
Um, besides the list of 10 things I want to happen this year,
Mm-hmm.
I a part of my resolution every day is to decrease my habit of procrastination.
Habit of procrastination.
Procrastination, yeah, delaying, postponing, chilling
What
out.
about your habit of holding your hair?
Oh no. Okay, that's another one.
Yeah, so just joking.
How about you, Louis? What's your
Wow,
New
what's,
Year's resolution?
well, I haven't sat down yet for my year's resolution. But one thing I learned when I attended a mass, the preacher said that you should practice AHA. So AHAH. So what does it mean? So in every treatment that you will, in every occasion or in every decision that you will make, you always have, you should always think that you will always have a heart. So always have a heart. So
Aha.
AHA.
ah,
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
something to ponder. So probably my decisions will be better this year.
so
AHA.
far, so far, I'm doing a good job of keeping my New Year's resolution.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, my New Year's resolution is not to
Yes.
make a New
Not
Year's
to make
resolution.
so you won't get disappointed, huh?
That's right.
Well, and the New Year's resolution is some kind of a goal setting for me.
Yeah.
It's not like a strict, stringent um, rules for you to apply, but in order for you to improve or to guide you on the
Guiding
following
principle.
days. Yep. So you were telling me about Baba to know the origin of the resolution,
Year's resolution.
New
Oh,
Year's
okay.
resolution. So it actually started with the ancient Babylonians. Did I say that right? Babylonians.
Yes, the Babylonians.
Babylonians, there it is. So they were the first to hold the celebrations of a new year. Um, they have a religious festival. So it all stems out to the their promises that to for the gods to pay their debts. So uh, they made a resolution to improve their way of living in order to be
For God to favor them.
reaffirmed by the gods. There, yeah. So
And
Yeah.
it has different origins from the Western and the Eastern, but this is the oldest one I can find.
and then also the Romans began each year by making promises to the god Janus.
Yeah.
which is
Mm-hmm.
what the month of January is named after.
Oh, okay.
So,
Because the Romans offered sacrifices to the deity and made promises. Ah, okay. They made promises of good conduct.
yeah,
So
well,
that's where
they,
it came from.
I don't think the Romans ever really they didn't practice human sacrifice or anything like that, but
So probably they just make
Yeah.
their promises start of the year.
Offered like food sacrifice, something like that.
Hmm.
Food.
oh, but
Well,
Yeah, that's it. Resolving past mistakes and everything in that context.
yes, most definitely. So what is your new? So you don't really have a New Year's resolution, correct, Louis?
mm, well, I haven't think of it yet because my past is very busy. We're very busy, so probably I have, but I just haven't written down it yet, or probably tomorrow after school, or I'll be a
Louie and
better
I have
professor.
a Louie and I have a
Really tradition.
tradition.
And
We write these resolutions. We actually achieve them
Yeah.
throughout the year. But this year we were so busy. It was just this time that we got to sit and then read about the current events, and I made a blog about this resolution.
Hmm.
But instead of this resolution, I just made a blog on how you can self improve this year there. So it uh, deals with uh, my version of how you can how you can be a better
Person.
person. Yeah, that's it. But no strict resolution, like I will not eat a lot this year.
I will go exercise every day.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I will
yeah.
not eat oily foods.
That's it. Oh,
If
yeah.
I will
That
not
that's
requires forming a
my
habit.
New Year's resolution, I'll die.
I will not become a psychopath this year.
Good job. Louis will not
Probably
break
what?
anyone's heart this year.
I think that we can. Or should be the opposite.
What?
I think should be talking to yourself also with that.
Oh.
That's funny.
Sorry.
I will eat. I will. One of my things that I want to happen this year is I want to
I have four kids.
travel to. Huh?
I have four kids.
What?
I have four kids.
Have
What?
fortune.
What's that? What? I want to socialize more this year, if possible.
Ah, are you sure?
Yeah. Why?
I
You
think
socialize more.
I don't. You do.
I don't. I want to have more dental missions this year.
Ah, that's a good one.
Louis, are you in on it?
Yeah, of
Okay.
Mental mission.
course.
I want to have more community activities this year and to make more
Probably
blogs.
dental education for the barangay, or aside from this extraction. So
Yeah.
anything that's contribute to the community.
And I want to travel more this year too. I really enjoyed
Cross
our travel
fingers.
for only 4 days, huh? Louis,
Cross fingers for that travel.
yeah, you have to sing this year.
Ah, yeah. That's all I can say.
Why don't we ask for a sample?
Not now.
from Louis.
No, not now.
Okay.
The
Scared.
Tricycleton will be signal number 5 if I'll sing.
Okay. So
But that on my list for sure this year.
so Pop I one of our audience, Pop I, will take up knitting this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want are you gonna take up knitting this year too, Baba?
No, not hard.
Just kidding. Not at all. How about you, Baba? Just mention one.
On what? Thing I would like to learn how to do?
Or yeah, or something new this year. Not really a drastic change or whatever, but
I think
one of
I
your
want
goals this year. Goal or what you want to happen this year. Just as simple as that.
I just want to be the best dad I could be to my
Wow.
son.
Wow. Aw.
But I think
I
somebody should want to do that every day to be a better be a better parent.
mm-hmm.
okay, okay.
That's so heartwarming. I can give an award. Best parent.
Yeah, okay. I
But it's very
that's
ano,
5 stars for me. Okay.
it's very
I
admirable.
want to be a better friend to Louis this year.
I'll record this one and make it blackmail every time.
Okay. I take it back. Baba, are you still there?
I am still
Oh, are
here.
you
I'm just
sleepy?
listening to the two of you's lovely voices. That's all.
We always bully
We're
each other.
bullying each other every day.
Oh, I don't. That's good though. I mean, you ladies have been friends since college or before college?
Since college, I think. Tama
Oh.
ba?
Since college.
Yeah, but it seems like a lifetime.
Gyp- Gypsy,
So
huh?
Louis' resolution this year is to date more this year. Just kidding.
Eight guys this year, right, Louis?
8 guys at a time.
No, no,
I'll
no,
see. I'll try.
no. Every month and a half.
No, I'm just joking.
Like
First,
every month and a half, you get a new boyfriend. You know.
And also eat more this
probably.
year. Louis, you have to eat more this year.
I don't like. Just
Okay.
I think you should be the one
so,
eating, not
so,
me.
Of course.
Ted, we were talking earlier. Now, how much do you weigh, or you're not sure?
My maximum weight is 95 pounds. I can't go higher than that. I don't
Ah,
know why. I don't 195 or 100, I'm not sure, but I can't really go higher than that. That's just my maximum. Even though
mhm.
how much I eat. Baba, I don't really eat a lot of meat or fatty foods. I eat a lot of healthy foods. Fruits, vegetables. If you consider chocolate healthy, go ahead. I eat
And then add it in on
chocolates.
your list.
What?
Chocolate
What?
and coffee. That's
Yeah,
added on
chocolate
our
and
list. Healthy food.
yeah,
Chocolate's good
okay.
in coffee,
Coffee.
actually. It's like mocha.
Coffee.
That's healthy food for us. So we drink at least 4 cups a day of coffee. So
Okay,
they wouldn't be complete without the coffee.
that's right. Gotta have coffee.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So
So
yeah,
how about you, Baba?
maximum
What's
weight.
your maximum weight?
Your minimum, let's just ask about the minimum, Louis. Baba, what's your
Sorry,
minimum
sorry.
weight?
Sorry for that.
my,
What's
my
your minimum weight?
my minimum
That's the
weight.
wrong question. Okay.
Well, my minimum. Okay, I'll put you like this. Up until I was 35, I pretty much stayed between 180, 190, maybe 200.
Oh,
You're tall,
normal.
so it
But now,
compensates with your.
I try to stay below 240, 230.
Yeah. Yep.
But
So
at one time, I got up to 326 pounds.
mm-hmm.
Wow, really?
That's
Yeah, and then I went on a diet, and I
that's
got
the
down to
maximum.
I got yeah, it's definitely the maximum. And
That's
then I got
maximum, yeah.
down,
Okay,
and
your
then
question is answered.
I
Yeah.
got down. I got down to 225 pounds in 8 months.
Wow, how did you do it?
How do you do that?
Just
That's
exercise,
quite.
Wow, that's good.
exercise.
That's a good way
I
to
cut
lose
out
weight.
I cut out a lot of junk foods and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and so. But yeah, that was definitely the maximum.
Okay. So I have a motto. So it's better to prevent. Prevention is better than cure because I have a lot of patients, or I know a lot of people who spends like
Yeah,
a
who
bulk
needs
of
a
their
daily
life
drop?
earning, and then at the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
when they're retired, and then they get sick because of the stress, because of the what do you call this, habits.
Hmm.
They
Yeah.
spend bulk of their money on
Money
hospital
spent.
bills or
And
health related
the,
expenses.
yeah, and I think
So yes.
the most common disease right now is lifestyle diseases. So if
Yep.
you're working your entire life and then you just suddenly spend it on your health, which is the sickness are preventable. So lifestyle disease is just more of control yourself. So why waste the hard earned money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as much as possible, we eat organic food. We eat healthy because uh we actually don't. It's not that we don't believe, but as much as possible, we prevent taking medicine. Like for example,
Mm-hmm.
um, we feel something, like we feel pain somewhere. Instead of taking yung paracetamol, we just do hot
Pain meds.
compress and pain. Yeah, we don't take pain meds. I believe that everything that we need, like antioxidants and everything to keep ourselves healthy, it's all in the food, and it's all in the lifestyle. So
Yeah, everything is
you
available.
so
So I just have to.
take yourself away from stress, stressful people, stressful habits, stressful thinking, or stressful mind, and eat a lot of healthy foods.
And hang around healthy people. By that
Yeah.
I mean people who are healthy attitude wise.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, actually, that's a very big part. Attitude and your outlook in life affects how you feel every day.
Mm.
mm-hmm.
So remember our previous topic, the toxic relationship. So even though you are eating all the healthy foods and all the healthy stuff in the world, but you're in a toxic environment, you still feel bad at the end of the day. So you feel gloomy, you feel sad. So it's all about the attitude and the outlook.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. People with a positive outlook tend to live longer lives, I think.
Yep.
So,
So
So
we
you
like
will live 100 years, Baba, because
with
you
that,
have a happy. Will you
huh?
live 100 years, Baba? If you have
um,
a happy attitude.
generally speaking, yeah, I do. You know, as Popeye, we talk all the time. I'm like Mr. Positivity and Mr. Happiness.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I
So, mhm, okay.
I'm positively cynical, sarcastic.
Positively cynical. Okay, that's a
I'm
that's a
American.
that's a
I'm
contrasting
American.
statement. You're American. Americans are positively cynical.
Oh yeah. Hey
Oh,
Popeye, are we cynical as Americans, Popeye?
oh, right. So you went to Louis' farm.
Yeah.
They have all
I'd love to
kinds
go
of
to
fruit.
Louis Farm.
About the
Yeah.
Did you see the all the papayas that I sent to you?
I saw the
We sell
picture.
papaya.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they have all kinds of they have a lot of fruits, they have a lot of vegetables, and they have ducks that eat fruits, they have pigs that eat fruits. So and they don't have
So
any
our
kind of preservative or not preservative, fertilizer. They don't have everything is organic. So and
we're
they are
healthy.
also healthy people, healthy mind and healthy. They eat a lot of food.
We have a lot of foods all the
Francis
time.
loves to eat.
Do you love to eat, Louis?
Yeah, I love to cook more than eat, but I love to eat also.
Louis cooks really good. Baba, maybe you will gain more.
Another 10 pounds.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
God,
you
when I weighed 326, it
tasted their
looked like somebody stuck a helium tank up my rear end.
and yeah. So, the funny thing is, we stopped going to the gym, and we stopped going to the gym for the reason that we are trying to save up for the what do you call this? For the money that we spent because of of the
We like
of the plane that
Eh,
left us. Because we
Uh,
were left by the plane. So
yeah.
and it's lazy season.
see,
It's eating season.
that's the problem. Popeye should have been the pilot. That plane would not have left that tarmac without you two ladies.
We should have met Papa at that time. So we were not crying at the time.
Oh yeah.
There's a plane
So
take off right
we
before
can't
our eye.
complain because we were late.
Oh,
Graham's
you can
Oh
tell
my
anyone that
god.
Graham. Australians are too lazy to be cynical.
And we can't, yeah. No one complained. Everyone was like, "What? Okay, fine. Let's go somewhere."
we will be the happiest person that you will see even we were late.
Yeah.
We were laughing all the time, trying to laugh it out.
And then we got drunk at the boat. So boat back to Cebu. So my my parents called me. I said I wasn't on the plane, and then they thought I was drunk. And then they thought that we were left because I was drunk.
They said that we were all drunk. That's why we were left by the plane.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And then they thought I was the instigator.
Uh, actually, lamb is very healthy.
Yeah.
And buffalo, if you can find it here in the U.S., you can find buffalo. It,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit pricier than beef, but it has one third
Huh?
less fat than
Ah.
beef does.
Oh.
Because basically,
How do you uh
buffalo really tend for themselves. They don't really need much help.
Okay.
Yeah, they eat all
How
the
what
grasses around.
how does it taste? Does it taste like beef?
Or does it taste
It's
different?
it's similar, but it doesn't taste just like beef. It's really good though. I like it.
Okay.
When I lived in South Carolina, there was a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I He lived about 10 miles from me. I'd pass this place on my way to work, but he had buffalo.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very big animals, bigger than a cow.
Wow.
So
I don't yeah. I try not to think of the alive animals when I eat meat.
Mm.
I'm
Very
yeah,
hard.
very
It's
hard.
very
your room is healthy, but it
You're allowed
tastes
to
like crap.
accept
Yeah.
Lamb is
this is
really
your
good
food.
to eat.
I think I haven't tasted lamb yet. But
Kangaroo
well,
meat is healthy, but it tastes like crap.
and though
Of
then I will not eat it
cara
because it tastes
kangaroo.
like crap.
Yes, truffle
Horse meat
nice.
on is weird. Has a
Certain
weird taste too.
It takes longer for them.
Popeye leaves no Filipina behind.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad. It
Baba is
wasn't
very rare.
Popeye. Wish you were there, Popeye. You're gonna wait for us
Yeah. It's our
for
chance.
too bad.
Even we were
Too
drunk. Yeah, too bad.
That's right.
we're we're not drunk. We were just late.
Oh, okay.
To be clear.
Somerville used to be nice. Now it's all overrun with people.
Mm.
I lived in I lived outside of Anderson. I'm sorry, iTunes just kicked on by accident. There we go.
What what were you saying, Baba?
I said iTunes just kicked on by accident. I hit the button.
Mm. Okay.
So, okay.
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
what do you ladies
Okay.
think of the
Yes.
job Duterte is doing?
Oh, Duterte.
Yes.
I
Louis.
can say, Baba. No,
The president.
we
Oh,
want to see the
Rodrigo. Oh,
outside point of view of a other person before
before you.
before me and you,
Point of view of
an
an
American,
American
yeah,
living
or
in
a
the
foreigner.
Philippines, living in
Yeah.
Davao specific.
Mm-hmm.
Before the
So what
Filipinas,
can you say, Baba, about our president?
Baba is like a celebrity.
I doubt that. So,
It depends which side you're. It depends which side you're on,
Mm-hmm.
because it depends on how this administration benefits you. So for us, we can only read the news. We can only read their opinions.
Mm-hmm.
There is one interesting news that I have read,
Oh, what about
and
news?
the political analyst said that this 2018 it's gonna be challenging for the Philippines because
Why?
he said that the president governs like a mayor. So there is
Mm-hmm.
no plan, no vision for long-term leadership. He relies on instinct and will act on triggers that will put his power in question. Quote unquote, FYI, that's not mine.
But do you think is it
Disclaimer.
true?
Disclaimer. But
Quiet,
it has
yeah.
a lot of truth in it.
It's a quite big statement. So
Yeah.
what can you say about
Yeah.
it?
Well, we don't know. We're only on the sidelines. We're not a
Mm-hmm.
part of the group that decides this or that or what. But because this 1 year 6 year term for a president is just too small in order to make
A
trends that a
change.
lot of Filipinos are expecting.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good point. A lot of people also describes this kind of leadership as like more of a this dictatorship because it undermines like the Supreme Court,
Sorry.
undermines a lot of the branches of the government.
Mm-hmm.
It what do you call that? It overpowers the what's that, Louis? It overpowers a different branches of the government. Like
Many branches
for
of
example,
government. Yeah.
yeah, well we were talking about that, right? But
hmm
because we were not inside the intel of the governance, we don't really know um what are the end goals of of these steps? Like, of course, in order for a government to function function towards its goals, it has to eliminate its opposition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's why there's a lot of fuss in the Supreme Court. I'm not really familiar with it. I'm sorry, but do you know anything about the current issue on the Supreme Court, Louis?
The last time I checked, or the last time I saw or read on the newspaper is that they're trying to impeach the current Supreme Court,
Supreme
Supreme
Court.
Justice, the Chief
Yeah.
Justice of the Supreme Court. Well, for a fact, um, you need some, you need a case to be able to file it. So there are two different, there are two different parties that wants to impeach the current Supreme Court.
Huh?
But
She's
one
lost.
thing's for sure,
Okay.
government is trying to make a move
Hmm?
so that
Yeah.
everything
In
will be
order to
in
ano.
favor. So everything that will be in favor in the government, because now every decisions that the government or the president will take, it needs revalidation from the Supreme Court. So it's either restrained, the order is restrained, or it's executed. So once everything will be favored by the chief justice that will be appointed by the president, there would be no problem or little hassle to execute their works.
Okay,
So like,
Yeah.
is government making it easier for you to do business?
mm-hmm. Sorry.
In a in our standpoint, a lot of the processes now are faster than before,
Much easier.
much
Yeah.
easier. It does not have any direct effects yet because we operate on a micro business level. So it does, in a way, it does contribute because um, there are more government
Sorry.
projects
Mm-hmm.
for industrialization. So it contributes to our patient pool. So it has not yet affected us because we are just really small players of this very uh, big game. So maybe, probably, I'm not sure how it will affect this 2018 because I'm the one monitoring all the clinic's finances, the
Mm-hmm.
taxes. That's what I have to be familiar with. If it will help the business because
So
it's they said that it's gonna increase 8%. I'm not sure if it's gonna maintain 8% or it's gonna increase. I'm just gonna ask the accountant, but
I
yeah,
think
that's what
the
how it will
professional tax is 8% will be 8%, aside from
what do you call that?
income tax for professionals, self-employed.
Self-employed. Oh, okay. For business owners, that I
So
have to
it's
be familiar with.
different from your business for your personal ITR.
I don't have a personal
So
ITR. They said that the people who are earning less than 20,000
the 200, yeah,
will
or
be
the gross.
exempted from withholding tax. So they say that this tax reform law will help almost around 7.5 million individuals, taxpayers, even though it said
On the
to
other hand,
on the other hand, even though it said to benefit this population, it will also compensate by increasing a lot of commodities such as, yeah, but most of it are
petroleum,
on
automobile,
cars, fuel, tobacco,
yeah,
cosmetic surgery, and some
sugars.
sweetened
Mm.
beverages.
Cosmetic
So
cosmetic surgery. What, like breast
yeah,
implants?
probably.
Yeah, everything. So
So
a
you
friend
can't
of mine
have breast
asked me,
implant
"Do you
now.
consider Ken?" So
Okay, anyway, what were you
no,
saying?
nothing. But I was saying,
Sorry, I
a
screwed
friend
up
of
with your
mine
thought
asked.
process.
Yeah, sorry, Baba. So I just want to share that a friend of mine was asking, our dental treatment,
Part of the
will
cosmetic.
dental treatment be affected by the
Yeah,
upcoming excise
that has
tax?
to be
So,
defined.
yeah, he told me that if the how would the person or the dentist defend if it's a cosmetic or if it's a need of the patient. So
Yeah,
how
that's it.
big will it be affected
That's
here,
gonna be a
especially that the prices here in the Philippines in dental treatment is not regulated. So
mm,
there will be a possible shoot up of prices.
that is one of the possible aspects that could affect our profession or our business.
Yeah.
But let's just wait and see what happens
I hope.
because this reform law is said to be the
Help
source
fund.
funds for the build infrastructure projects. They said they need 30 billion pesos. Really? Pesos
Mm,
only. but they said that this this tax reform law will only pay around 35 million. I don't believe that though. So they say that they're gonna have more revisions and they're gonna have to look for more sources.
But
Well, I'm not sure.
I think I read an article in a business mirror
What did you
in a
read?
newspaper earlier.
330
So they
billion.
said, yeah, they said that the tax reform is supposed
Mm.
to help the common people, those who are earning less than 250,000 in a year. So it eases or lessens the burden of them paying taxes. However, what the people didn't see is that the tax, I'm not sure, but it's just what I read, that the tax favors the rich person. Why? Because all the commodities, the primary commodities like the fuel, the sugars, other electric products will be VAT taxed. So you have an additional money or additional payment for the item that you're going to buy. For example, the diesel is from 3 pesos, it will surge up to 6 pesos. So what will happen? It's also the common people that will be burdened on paying those additional taxes, but not the rich ones. So they don't, so there's an argument if the tax reform will really favor the common people or will just burden them more. Because our country is a consumerism. We have a consumerism product. So let's see what will happen.
Now, will that make your teeth sensitive in the long term, or
Yeah.
never
What?
mind?
Sorry?
That's it.
About then.
Yes. It does it make
Job.
your teeth sensitive temporarily or over the long term?
Yeah, it's temporarily.
My personal experience is that
I'm
it's
writing this down.
temporary. Most of the time it
Yeah.
becomes sensitive because it seeps through the gums and through the roots of the teeth which has what do you call this, covered by cementum instead of enamel. So if this chemical that is carefully put, or the gingival barrier is, it will not sip, it will not be as sensitive as it would be.
Yeah. So just
Some
sensitive.
Yeah, but for some patients they
First
really feel
24
sensitivity
hours.
for the first 24 hours, but we
After
instruct them
that,
it's
yeah, it's
yeah,
irreversible.
it's gonna the enamel is gonna recalcify. So it's gonna the so in tooth we have these small tubules. When we put fluoride, it's gonna block those tubules, and then it will prevent it from being sensitive again.
Okay,
What
cool. But
what are we doing?
that sounds better than Scotch tape.
Teeth whitening. I did my teeth whitening.
You did your own.
It was fun. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
that
With
sounds
her own.
Yeah, I did
How about
mine.
you, Maria? Well, well, do you drink coffee, Ken?
Yeah, it's my favorite. I'm trying to eliminate it though because it
Coffee
has
yellows your teeth,
yeah, I know.
but
Yeah,
But
you
I have a
it
lot of
stains
teeth whitening
her.
agents.
but all you got to do though, all you got
So
to
just
I'm just gonna ask Louis to and it's free for me. So I'm gonna drink as much coffee as I want.
well, the easiest way to avoid that is just to pull all your teeth out. Then you don't have to worry about it.
What?
ah, it's the worst thing that I
No.
he's trying
No, no.
probably if Ken wants it, I'll do it with a heavy heart, but I'll still do it.
No, I won't.
That's funny.
No.
Now, now exactly what is the excise tax?
Haha, by
Oh, Ken,
definition.
what's an excise tax?
You passed the ball
Well,
to me.
by
You're a better
definition,
politician
excise,
than me.
well, an
Huh?
Well,
Hello?
they raised the tax on cigarettes. It's gone up 3 times in the last week.
I don't I don't smoke, so I'm not really familiar with that.
Well, that's because you're smart and I'm not.
What? That does not make sense. Hey, what happened to Louis? Panganiban.
Louis here.
yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there.
What's
Okay.
your problem?
No.
Okay,
Akala ko nawala ka.
how can you fix Gypsy's problem?
Louis, come on, define
Oh,
excise tax. You're you're better at
well,
that. I just
well,
listened to
well,
your
an excise.
news.
What? No, an
Huh? Louis, hello.
Hello, Louis.
Oh, I thought I was on mute.
Louis, are you giving a sample?
Excise, huh? What? Excise tax is huh? What happened to my laptop? Well, excise tax is a tax on the production, sale, or consumption of a commodity in a country. So you have different excise tax for different countries. Uh, it has different kinds. Specific and what's that other one? Ad valorem tax. I'm just reading. Anyway, Baba. So how about in the United States?
Oh, the
Do you
United
have a
States.
big excise tax on sin tax like alcohol,
Oh yes, cigarettes. Oh,
cigarettes?
big time. Oh, but they don't have it on. But they
Oh,
don't have it on cigars though, because
why?
because the
What's the
politicians
difference
like
in classification, huh?
smoking cigars.
hello.
Do
Hello.
excise tax na.
Yes. An excise tax, it's an indirect tax charged on the sale of a particular good. It's not paid
Oh,
directly
okay.
by the individual consumer, it's paid by the merchant, but you still end up paying for it because the merchants have to raise their prices, keep their
Oh, okay.
profit margin up.
Okay. Okay. So I just
I,
found
I
out
think I'm
that
back.
there is a major classification for excisable articles. So you can't really put a high or a high tax on other products. These are the excisable articles: alcohol products, tobacco products, petroleum products, and miscellaneous articles such as automobiles, sorry, non-essential goods, and mineral products. So now I learned
Hello?
excise taxes.
Am
Hello?
I here?
Yes, you're here.
Yeah,
No,
there.
no, no, you're there. We are here. You are there.
Haha.
Yeah. I lost again.
Haha.
My
Laugh.
connection.
Louis, laugh.
I missed the
That's a
excise
joke.
tax.
That's a joke.
Ah, oh
A rough
no.
It
review.
doesn't sound too genuine. That's Baba's joke. Laugh.
No, you don't
Okay,
have to.
laugh.
Anyways, how do we person
What?
liable to
I
excise
think.
tax?
Hmm? Sorry?
Person who are liable to excise tax. The manufacturer, the producer, the owner, or
Mm-hmm.
the
The manufacturer.
importer liable to excise tax, and the government, of course. There,
Yeah.
that's the excise tax. Where I'm not that affected in tobacco products,
Sin- Tobacco. And
and
how about alcohol? Are you affected?
only occasionally. We should have bought. We
Okay.
should have bought a whole case,
Of Red
a whole
Horse.
box of soju.
Uh,
No soju or wine.
I actually
Yeah,
bought a.
Louis.
I
I,
don't drink Red Horse.
I
You
actually
should
bought
have
a.
used the clinic money
I bought
to
a case.
buy a
Yeah,
box.
there you go. Business. There you go. Business write off. Throw a party. What the
Should have used the clinic money
hell?
to buy to buy
Beer.
one
Tuba and
box of
honey is good.
soju.
Oh,
Soju is tough.
I actually bought a case of queer beer for on New
Huh?
Year's Eve.
Cuervo?
Queer beer. Sid made
Queer beer?
What's
queer
that?
beer. Sid made apple.
Hmm? That
Sid.
how many percent
I
is
Wow.
bought a,
alcohol?
First,
I bought a case of Sid made apple beer.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Queer beer,
Yeah,
apple beer.
queer beer. Yeah, it's just an
Wow.
expression. I actually like Sid made apple because I got a teach evening. Like today, we went to the beach. I had three or four because
yeah, San
now
Miguel
if I was
apple is quite good. Tastes like C2.
now, yeah, I like it.
No,
Now,
Louis' favorite is the never say goodbye drink.
fuck,
Because I said goodbye the moment I drank that.
You know the alcohol that lights up when you light it up with a
pure great
lighter.
alcohol, great
Hard
This
alcohol.
means that it's 80% proof
40%.
or 40% or 30% alcohol. It lights up. And that's what she drank. And
Cool.
then she said goodbye.
The moment I drank that one, I said goodbye to my
To the world,
reasons because my mind
to
cannot
your
think
consciousness,
anymore.
to
To
your
my consciousness.
consciousness.
What I just saw is the bathroom and the sink to throw up.
Staying over there.
Yeah.
When we went to Myanmar, Baba, it was really funny because all the lights,
Mm-hmm.
it was really dark, and then all the lights were blinking, and then all people are kind of alcohol influenced, and then the women in the dance floor looks really, really, really good, sexy, and then they look like they really have smooth skin, And then when we went to the bathroom, it
The
was
moment we
the
saw them,
opposite. it, it was the opposite.
I saw a different person.
And it's a guy. It's not a girl.
They are guys. They have
Lady
They're
Adam's
boy.
not girls.
apple. They have very
Yeah.
big, broad shoulder.
It's so deceiving. The strobe lights are deceiving.
Well, yeah, it's like I was at NCCC grocery shopping, and I saw two ladies, what I thought were ladies, and they were absolutely beautiful. And then they opened their mouths,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, Jesus.
No wonder that
Yeah, because first I see like, man, they are smoking hot. Then they open their mouths, I'm like, oh my god,
they are dudes.
oh,
Why 1854 is the number one drink to try here. Wow, it's quite old. 1854.
yours was something extra.
Something. We call them girls with something extra.
Yeah. Oh,
Strobes put me
oh.
into a self-destructive mental state. I absolutely love the nightlife strobe mind behind club. Vending clubs.
Mind bending clubs.
Mind bending.
So the nightlife strobe changes a lot of minds of people.
Oh, a lot of people can relate to this bar talk.
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Looks like yeah.
When you're
Oh,
what's funny is when you go to a bar and you're not under the influence of the alcohol, and then you see all the people dancing, drunk and dancing. It actually looks kind of funny. But when you're drunk and you're dancing with your friends, it looks really cool. But when you're on the outside, it looks
Mm-hmm.
funny. Did you have those kinds of experiences, Louis? Like,
I think we can
do I
relate.
really dance like that?
now how
Makes
often
me think
I
now
think
how,
without
we can relate
yeah.
very well.
now how often do you get drunk, Louis?
How?
How do I get drunk? Hmm.
No, how often?
How, how
I
often?
know how
Um,
I know how you get drunk. I mean, you drink.
how often? I think
Yeah,
not sure because
it
probably
happens so
once a year.
often.
Oh, no, it's not often. It's not that often. Probably
Because
Ken because
what?
she was once called Ken Kapitan Ken Ken. Named after the famous drink here in the Philippines, Gin Kapitan.
Never heard of them.
Never
Gin,
heard. It's the one that it's another term for gin. Hmm. It's the one
rum,
that the people on the
like
side
rum
street are
level.
drinking.
Outside street. Rum level, or like basta
Do
80%
you
proof.
know? Yeah. Do you know Ginebra San Miguel? Baba, have you heard of it?
The white fluid,
San
The
Miguel.
white fluid.
like water.
Yeah, that's the level of Gin Capital. That's
I've
what
never.
our Captain Ken had been drinking before.
I can't tell you when's the last time I got drunk. It's been a while.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
been a
think it.
while.
When you don't drink anymore, the next time you drink,
Your tolerance.
you have less tolerance, and then you drink less. But it's a lot better than drinking a lot.
True.
I realize I'm just destroying my liver. And then when I get drunk, I sleep the whole day the next day. So it's counterproductive. So that's why I only drink
True.
soju.
You don't like getting drunk and passing out, huh?
Yeah,
Get all
so counterproductive.
get all face down in the gutter.
It's
Yeah, and it feels bad when
better.
you're too much drunk.
Mhm. At least, at least I know the difference of
Yes, that's
sugar.
good.
Yeah.
You know your limits.
Mm. It's uh alcohol cleanses the GI tract, the gastrointestinal tract.
And also
Really
kills the
does.
germs in your
But
mouth
but in
too.
regulation.
Yeah, it does, but in a certain extent. But too
Mm-mm.
much can
Yeah.
harm. Because the
Yeah.
effect of alcohol is long term. Eh? You cannot see the effect right away. So probably after a few months, or after a few years, that's the time that you're gonna experience the effects.
Yeah. And then it makes you look old
I've never drank
Yeah,
too much.
faster.
because it desiccates your skin.
Yeah,
I've
that's why
never.
you look young, Baba.
Yeah, that's right. I've never drank too much. I've always drank just enough.
Wow.
Ah, that's the secret of Baba.
How do you okay. How old do you think Baba is?
Hmm.
How young? Sorry, how young?
Sorry, it should be how young. Baba, do you have a gift for me? So I'll say younger.
I wish I was younger.
That's a price. There's a price you have to pay. Just kidding. It's all in the mind.
Well,
Age
No,
is
just
all in the
it's
kidding.
mind.
it's funny because he's starting to learn to use his knees to crawl around. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, oh,
Wow.
great, before long he'll be two and he'll be walking around and getting in
Yeah.
everything, and I'll get to
Kids.
chase him.
How when
Mm-hmm.
he's 8 years old, he's gonna be taller than me.
He may
Probably
be.
6.
6, grabe naman ito.
Well, yeah, but you're actually taller than Lynn too, Ken.
Remember, I have a cousin that's 7 years
Lynn is
old.
like 4'10".
Ah,
4'10".
okay.
Yeah, 4'10".
So don't be sad.
Don't be sad.
She is tiny.
How
Small
about
people are cute.
someone's height?
Small
True.
people are cute.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yung
we're
gagawin
about of the
natin?
same height.
Huh?
Hmm?
You have to learn how to speak Tagalog, Baba.
What?
I
So you will understand that.
I have tried.
I.
I've tried.
What Tagalog words do you know?
What's that? I'm
Nothing.
sorry.
Bisaya. Tagalog or
I,
Bisaya.
you know a lot of Bisaya. Tagalog or Bisaya.
You're probably better off actually speaking Tagalog because then you could go over the whole
Oh.
country because everybody understands Tagalog.
Mm-hmm.
Although I would say Visayan now, as
Mm.
far as languages used in a home, I think Visayan is probably used more than Tagalog in the house,
Mm-hmm.
in the home. I would think, because if I'm not mistaken, outside of Luzon, pretty much everybody speaks Visayan.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. Before they
Yeah, you're
were
right.
a lot of Bisaya people. I have observed before Duterte became president, they were shy on speaking Bisaya outside Mindanao.
Mm-hmm.
But now a lot of people are proud. We a lot of my
True.
relatives, my father, my mother, my grandmother came from
Or Bisaya.
came from Mindanao,
Bisaya.
Bisaya.
Mm-hmm.
So now Louis understands more Bisaya
Oh, do you?
than
Just
before.
understand, but I don't know how to. I just understand a few, but I don't know how to speak them.
Mm-hmm.
Just a familiarization or just making um context clues on what they're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes they speak very fast, so very hard for me to catch up.
Well,
But the way they express their eyes, their gestures, emotion, yeah.
I think any language sounds fast if you don't understand it or speak it. You should
Yeah.
you should hear like
But the
Mexican or
situation
Spanish
also
people.
helps. Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
It's like they're speaking at 90 miles an hour. Well, it's funny though. Here,
90 miles an hour. It's faster than.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, what the hell are they saying? God, they're talking so fast, can't understand a word they're saying. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're distracted by something.
No, I'm actually reading the chat.
Yeah, me too. What the
So,
where this came from? Where
well,
it's
we've been.
where Gypsy J walks grammar
Yeah,
comes
he's
from.
funny.
Badass
You're
Tagalog
bad
dictionary.
teacher. You have to know what it means. Sometimes
It's
we
hard
just
to say
read it
it on air.
That's funny.
It's very hard to say
Okay, we've been on for about an hour now,
okay.
and I know we want to have a little.
Yeah.
We'll have a little conference afterward.
Mm-hmm.
So, but any final thoughts, ladies? And any final thoughts?
Bigla na give me.
Oh, oh,
Final
you
Okay.
thoughts.
plug your clinic. I know you can do that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we have a clinic in Southwood City. It's it's south of Alabang. We specialize on dental surgery. We do a lot of things like the harder it is, the more fun we have. Like
True.
biopsy, uh, dental surgery, um, dental implants, other kinds of procedures. And if you have any dental questions, feel free to ask us. Uh,
I have a question.
that's
What's this?
it.
What's your question, Baba?
What does maniac pomor mean?
Manyak po more. Manyak
It's
is like
very
mini
pervert,
pervert
like pervert, right?
pervert
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a pervert.
pervert more.
I'll ask
Yeah, so
Popeye
He had
later
to
on.
work
I'm
out
sure.
his part
I'm
and he
sure
heard
he knows.
manyak po more. Pervert more. Be
yeah,
more
it
Okay.
means
pervert.
that you need.
Manyak po more.
They're just making fun of you
They're making fun of you.
because you don't know. Yeah, because you don't know. They're just trying to ask you to say something that you don't even know what they're saying.
Mr. Tux wants
Oh,
to give free
malibog.
shots of rum.
You give free shots after an appointment.
It's almost the same meaning. Gypsy jaywalk. It's almost the same meaning
Yeah,
as
pervert. Yeah,
pervert.
you were drinking. Ah, that's fine.
Pervert more. Pangit is ugly.
Pangit.
Hang it, that's
Yeah.
ugly. I know what that means.
Uh,
Ulol
ulol.
is crazy. Ulol is
Mm.
crazy. Halimaw is a monster.
Halimaw monster.
Crazy is like buang.
Yeah, yeah,
Buang.
yeah.
That's another same. Also was the same.
Mm-hmm.
Halamal.
It's a
Halimaw
Tagalog
is a
Q&A.
monster.
Halamal.
Halimaw. Manyakis.
Halimaw.
Manyakis is the
Manyaki.
same as manyak.
Maniac, malibog, maniac is the
Now,
same.
now,
Pervert.
what is the? I
Pervert.
forgot, but my
Visit.
my niece, my niece,
Mm-hmm.
she was getting spanked one day next door because she kept on referring to me as Satan, whatever the Tagalog word.
See then? What?
Satan, whatever the Messiah word is.
Demonyo.
Yeah, demonio, because I terrify her.
Oh, crazy. How do you terrify her?
Well, she doesn't listen.
And
She,
then,
well, I think she might have a disability, actually.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she doesn't
Diagnosed.
listen. She's very hard. She's got higulo.
Rayulo. Maybe she's undiagnosed ADHD.
I think
Satanas.
so.
Ah,
Probably.
yeah, Satanas.
But it's
There's
funny though
Satanas.
because Lynn will tell her no or tell her to leave, get out of the house or whatever, and she won't listen. But I just point at the
Mm.
door and she goes.
Okay, okay.
I
Crazy,
don't even have I
crazy
don't
kid.
even have to I don't even have to say anything to her. I just point at the door and she looks
And
at
then
me and she
she
goes out and leaves.
goes out. Maybe she gets
Oh
intimidated
Yeah.
because you're tall.
well, yeah, I'm massive.
Because you're quite tall for us. Your height is quite tall.
But we're not intimidated by tall people.
Yeah. Once you sit on our dental chair, we are taller than you.
Yes, yes, and you have instruments too.
Yeah. So all you can do
Short.
is open your mouth and your eyes.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Popeye.
She's just a brat. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Hmm.
Okay. Any final thoughts, Louis?
Final thoughts.
About the excise
Well, I
tax.
just want to greet. Again. No.
Next week,
Okay.
next week we will have the show on Monday at 10. Correct?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the
That's
regular
right.
time next week.
Okay. Do
Yeah.
you want to
So
greet?
I just want to greet a happy new year to everyone. So just live free spirited as long as you're not doing any harm to everybody. Enjoy life.
Yes,
So that's all.
Live
thanks.
healthy. Be happy.
Thanks.
Live healthy and
Eat
Yes, don't worry,
eat
be
yummy food.
happy.
Ba, 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 ba.
Okay, thanks for tuning in. We
yeah.
appreciate you as always, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
Yep.
Or
Hope
read.
you all listen again.
Yes, we
See
actually I
you
should say we look forward to reading from you next week.
again.
So anyway, may the sun be shining wherever you may be, and thank you, and y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, 1 second.